Check weapons and gear. We're holding for deployment. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Recon contract, marked.
Your team leader. Set a drop point for your squad soldier. You've got gas closing in fast. Double time it to the safe zone. Enemy intel located. Capture and secure the intel point to discover the next gas spread.
Missing.
Throwing some
Your squad mate has reached the intel. Reloading. Speed up the process.
Changing mag!
Well done, soldier. Check your map for the next gas spread location.
Planting mine!
Enemy dropping into the AO. Secure the supply boxes. Locations are marked on your TAC map. All squad
shot! I'm it! Flanking here. Moving this way. Disregard. Money here.
You've got a loadout drop inbound. I need cash.
Friendly, don't shoot! I need cash! Reloading!
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Switching mag!
Supply box secured. Move to the next one. Two supply boxes secured. One remaining.
Sending
Grenade! Move! Took a shot!
All supply boxes secure. Contract complete. Supply boxes marked. Secure those locations.
Loading!
Loadout drop headed your way. One supply box down. Two remain. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Swapping mags!
LDVR Salvo ready for launch.
I'm it!
Supply box is down. One to go. squad made it to the safe zone.
Enemy movement. Cancel that.
Gas is closing in.
Enemy kill streak.
Enemy marked. Flanking here. Enemy visual. Moving this way. One less hostile to worry about.
The squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to
Changing mag.
redeploy.
Reloading.
Your squad mate won the fight. They're redeploying now.
Flanking here. Enemy visual. Loading. Moving this way.
Gas is closing
Enemy
in.
movement in the
Relocating safe zone.
Enemy marked. Enemy visual. Changing mag. Flanking here. Moving this way.
Move to the safe zone. Gas is moving.
Enemy marked.
Squad mate is in the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy. Heads up. An enemy squad marked you as a bounty target. Squad mate redeploying to the AO.
Get to a buy station and bring me back.
Flanking. Enemy. Visual. Swapping mags.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Look a shot.
Get to a buy station and bring me back.
You're clear. Enemy hunters were eliminated.
A firm. Marking buy station.
I'm in. Changing mags.
Get to the safe zone. You've got gas moving in.
Loading. Large scale rounds here. Guns are last.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Swapping mags. Reloading.
Squad mates in the gulag. If they survive, they redeploy.
Caliber round. Disregard.
Squad mate, cleared for redeployment.
Marking buy
Got
station.
gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Friendly loadout drops on the way. Your objective's simple. Eliminate all bounty targets. All bounty targets destroyed. Hell of a job. Some of your squad is outside the safe zone.
Shot out. TOS 5 seconds.
Took a shot. Gonna get patched up.
No kills, no kills.
Get me back to the buy station. I'm reloading. Got my landmass back. Get me back at this buy station.
Your squad pays for your release. Get ready to redeploy.
Back with a new
Four
strategy.
remaining. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. You're in the top 3. Don't let up now.
Loot here. Necesito lana.
You've got a loadout drop inbound. Head to the safe zone.
Armor pouch here.
You're losing ground. Move it. Gas is moving in. Safe zone located.
Changing max. Moving this.
You're in the last. Now finish this.
Changing max.
Gas is moving.
Marking hostiles.
Good work. That's how it's done.
GG's, GG's, GG's.
What do you want me to touch? Say loud, man. Sort of the Chelsea, man. You say, what do you want me to touch?
backup. You're headed to the war zone. Enemy dropping into the AO. All stations, green light. We're deploying to the war zone.
Recon contract. Mark.
Battle Royale. Keep clear of the gas. Get to the safe zone. Mark the point on your map containing enemy intel. Capture and secure it to get ahead of the next gas spread. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Hunt down the enemy. Welcome to the Gulag. Fight to win redeployment. Time to fight your way out of here. Earn redeployment or die trying.
Loading!
Target down. Stand by for redeployment. You earned it.
Back with a new strategy!
An enemy squad is hunting you. Stay sharp. Your squad's in the safe zone. Closing in. Contract failed. Stand down. Squad mates in the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy. Time's up. Enemies erase the intel. Squad mate redeploying to the AO. soldier incoming.
Took a shot!
Get to the safe zone.
Popping mags!
It's all down to you now. Step up.
I'm in! Loading!
You were one of 25 remaining. We lost that. Check weapons and gear. We're holding for deployment. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Prep time's over. Now you deploy to the war zone.
Molotov!
Battle Royale. Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you hightail it out of there. they survive, they redeploy.
Swapping mag.
Squad mate has been cleared for redeployment.
Stop it!
Welcome to the Gulag. Fight to win redeployment. Time for a fight. Almost your turn, soldier. Stand by. Earn redeployment or die trying.
Took a shot!
Redeployment.
Back with a new strategy!
Be advised. Still have squad mates outside the safe zone. Your squad mate won the
Changing
fight.
mag.
They're redeploying now. Bounty target's gone dark. We lost the contract.
Loading new mag! I'm hit! There goes their armor! Get up! No sick bay here! I appreciate it. Changing mag! Fully patched! Let's go!
Tagging waypoint. Marking hostile.
here. Movement here. Guns are last. Disregard. Guns are last. Disregard. Guns are last. Loading!
Need some cash.
You've got a loadout drop inbound. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Swapping mag.
Friendly loadout drops on the
Enemy.
way.
Visual.
Copy.
Back fire! I'm on your side! Enemy marked.
Gas is inbound. Mark new safe zone.
Swapping mags!
Changing mag. Reinforcing armor.
Enemy. Visual.
Got a contract here. Enemy
Bounty
mover.
targets identified. Weapons free. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Changing mag!
Head to the safe zone. Gas is inbound.
Enemy marked.
Swapping mag.
Hang on, I got it!
Marking target location.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Loading!
Not fucking give me a hand. I got you.
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
I appreciate it.
Loading.
UAV standing by.
I had it under control. Changing mags.
Find me back. Took a shot! Swapping mags!
The squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy.
Requesting recon flyover!
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Front. Incoming shot.
Moving this way.
Cleared for
No fuel. UAV RTB.
Marking weapon. Marking weapon.
This time, make you
Bring a buy station or buy back.
If I make mistake, I make mistake. I don't man of me. I know. I said I'm tired. I'm tired, but I don't lie you. So when they kidnap you, how do they release you? I don't know how they release myself. They try to go side forest. They got to go on Cape Town. They can't say this side forest. But they don't say, man, you very strong person. These are these beds. As if I know they carry gun from my. They don't carry tear gas pumps from my eye. I told my net down by night. So when they take that back, they come move. Come on, but they always carry the money. Go on that. Go back in that home. They always put the money. Go on the other side. They always carry the money. Go on the other side. I think the job come outside the forest. So you say any church you go in the crash. So you the crash for essence. I know like I have crash for life. I can't wake up again. I crash me. I crash for not like you. Where you take crash? I don't say anybody was that. Where did they push? Yeah, if they most of they push at the crash. Oh, God to help you. Amen, Pastor. I need that. I think. My church, who is she? She's my partner. She's. You see how you put the old issue that partner. I'm not married. Are you married? No, sir. Are you calling her partner? You are dating? Yes, I'm planning to marry her. Okay, you're planning. Come, you're planning to marry her. Yes, sir. Listen, you need deliverance, okay? Yes, sir. Because there was somebody that was forcing you to be with him. You had to run away. Yes, sir. Because he has cast spell on you. Huh? Yes, sir. I don't know. He just keep on following me. Did you tell him? No. But till now, he's still following you. He send messages to you. Yes, he does. Last time I saw messages in her phone. So when I spoke to her, she said to me, I have anger issues. So I walked out of the house because I didn't want to end up laying my hand on her. So women, she changed the story. Like she said, it should have problem. Women are powerful though. They will triple you. This lady just gave this man leg over, and he gave him snake bites. The man thought he has striped her. Hey, why is it sitting like this?
Come play Whiteout Survival, where you upgrade your furnace to stay warm, manage, and maintain the peace in your town. And always be ready for battles and dangers. Download now to get the free SSR Hero Molly and redeem the gift code on screen. Join and play with 300 million players worldwide. Whiteout Survival. Play free now.
The guy got angry and left home because you are telling him that you have moved on. Huh? Yes, sir. That you want this one, that there's somebody in your life, and you take him serious. And he was telling you know this person, he will come after both of you. Yeah? Yes, sir. He told me that he's not serious with me. He said what? He's not serious with me. He doesn't have good intentions with me. How long have both of you been dating? 17 months. 1 year, 1 year, 5 months. Yes. 1 year, 5 months. Why don't you tell him? Instead of dribbling him. I can't say anything here, but your life is not safe. Oh. Yes, man of God. Your life is not safe. Help me out, man of God. There are some things, if you know you are sincere. But if you are a lady, bring it to the table. If another man that you've been with before is pestering you in a new relationship, and you don't tell your man you are with them, you will fall. You can't resist it. As a lady, I'm telling you, you can't. You will lose that fight. You can't resist it. Transparency defeats the agendas of the devil. Because that man is giving you double mind. He's putting double-mindedness in you, double-mindedness. So please, I'm warning you, sir, because if it was left for the human side, I would say I should leave you. I'm serious. I would just end it right here because it's not safe. Huh? Help us, man of God. Which message you see?
No, in your phone there.
No, it's not phone. So don't worry, it's fine. The truth is, spiritually, God is a part of it.
Yes, sir. Even the way that we came here today, I was even shocked. For us to be here, it's a miracle because I was from work. He's there. That's my friend. So I always come with him here. So our fourth day coming here. So today when I was from work, she's off today. She just texted me when I was at work that, can I go with you to church today? So I was surprised because she's not interested into kind of such a churches, the prophetic churches. So she just said to me, can I go with you today? So I rushed home.
And you don't like prophetic churches?
I don't believe in them.
You don't believe in them? Why?
Our church rules. We don't believe in prophetic.
So what am I doing now? Do you believe now?
I believe because it's true.
People that don't like coming to prophetic church. Let me whisper it to you. They are secret. So if she's going to your church have rules and regulations that people shouldn't believe prophets.
They said we mustn't believe in prophecy.
Which kind of church is that?
Great Commission Evangelical Church.
That church needs deliverance. Anybody that is in the body of Christ, you are ignoring the prophetic. You are blind. The prophetic is the sight of the church. And because you don't have the gifts, now you say it does not exist. All right, so this relationship is from God, but there have to be more transparency, okay?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How long has it been disturbing you?
I think from last year.
So he said he wants you.
Yes, he said he wants me back in his life.
There was a time he felt you were pregnant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's true. She even called in the morning when we wake up. I went to buy the pregnancy test. She was crying that, what if I'm pregnant? I said, don't worry. Because by that time I was not waking. I got retrenched, so she's...
But it's before you leave your home. She know I'm it's a long one. I'm talking about the not his own.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
You were pregnant at that time?
No, I wasn't pregnant, but I thought I was.
You thought that?
I wasn't pregnant, but I thought I was pregnant.
Because after some time, you even notice your menstruation stop.
Yes, sir.
Then you later bleed.
Yes, sir.
This miscarriage is not... You lost the child. But don't worry. This one now. Okay. You want to marry her?
Yes, sir.
When?
By next year, June.
You agree?
I do.
Huh?
I do.
I do. She said I do.
agree.
You agree? So by next year, June to be... it's that 7 months time. 7 months time.
Yes, sir.
2 years, 6 months.
I received, sir.
No, it's 2 years. So you put it for 2 years.
For 2 years, 6 months.
That's good. That's good. I pray. I'm going to pray for you, and I'll see both of you. So that any way the devil is trying to, it's the devil that's disturbing now.
Yes, sir.
It's not. That's. You see, the devil can enter people when he see that you have entered your resting place.
Yes.
The place where God wants to be. Begin to send your ex. That's when the ex will be telling you delicious story. The kind of promises he's giving to you now, you are shocked because if they that one was not taking care of you like that before.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's the devil trying to scatter your relationship.
Yes, sir.
May God give you understanding. Say, I don't believe in the prophetic. If you don't believe, come here. I'm waiting for you. Or you think prophecy, they take your name, or they take your information, or they take, or they have played with you, come here. Come. Mine is raw. Like a raw egg. You marry Nigeria? Yes. Your name is what? See, you hear it. You remove it just now. You take that now. You see, this is the thing. This thing, I'm tired of thinking like that.
Use this time for some target practice. The real thing's coming soon. deployment to the war zone. Alright, soldier. Mark a drop point for your squad and go get after it.
If they don't break out, she's going to kill herself. She has tried many times. There's been times where she's trying to get attacks. She's cutting herself. Yeah, you just a certain problem, just cutting her just when she's sitting from. Let's get from down with my parents. They're sitting on that side. Lawrence Serenger and Lungile Serenger. You're calling your parents by name. Wow. So this is Daddy, Mommy, James is calling you. Yeah, calling them by their name. Because she will kill herself now. They'll come and hold you.
Yes, man of God, we have always fought with that spirit. She's been hospitalized about twice.
For wanting to kill herself?
Yes.
How old is she? 26. What of you? 26 also. Why don't you want to marry her? Not financially ready as yet. You are not financially ready. Yes, sir. But you are demantually ready. Impregnatively ready. No, not ready like that. You have to be ready financially before intellectually. Because they say no finance, no romance. But now you allow the demons to have access to her. Because who is she living with now, Mama?
She stays on her own.
Live on her own.
But she's most of the times by our house.
What do you do now? I'm studying law. I'm studying.
Mfundisi wasakaze?
Umba.
Primary objective is to eliminate
Ndumazi.
all targets.
Zvaisina mari yakawanda saka ndambomira.
Zvinoda mari. Zvinodei?
Zvongona subscription chete.
Subscription yemari.
Pagore nechida at least 1,000. It's 1.4. The low budget pagore for all the materials. Pamwedzi nechida about it's more expensive pamwedzi, but nechida about £200. Zvine mari still.
What's an investment? You know that usina manje usina chotenda sana.
Investment ndotosarudzwa kuti investment it's not like hachisi short term investment. Chitori serious investment chinotopera off. Ukarimbofunga ibhadhara pana ndine mari yebonus ndopandakazoita zvemavhiza. Ndaitomboda kuibhadhara pandakaita mari yebonus. Ndopandakazoita zvemavhiza ndakazoapply mavhiza nemari yangu. Havazara zvakaita the right niche chete. Right niche wakuzotanga kutengesa zvinhu masubscription.
Fight started. Almost your turn.
Haishinobhadhara chaiyo
Because name what you have to pay your monetize.
chete.
Earn redeployment or die trying.
Zvatoite izvozvo zvatohist. Ndaitostarta right.
Kwani yafika.
Urugova. Ndaitostarta vakatanga nemashoko ndizvo. Ndaitostarta vakatotanga nekuita mashots mabhijana mashots. YouTube page yavo yafamous. Nditori ne3-4 mapage anditoziva kutoti tori nemastoryboard. Chatanga atombonditeyera game plan yakaitwa nemwe famous channel so inonzi yeBible AI Bible. Izvozvo yakumberi akakatondipera budget yacho ndo yangazingira kuti wandechi akadaiwa akatoleya kuti akaita famous so akatanga nemashorts vaiposta so vamwe vakutoita nhasi nachitoona mumwe atoprodusa kamwe kafilmu kasuperman tokasa vakachinja chatori nemaziviews
akona tikuona zvedu
zvino mara vanhu vanosvotwa havo neai vanosvotwa zvavanazo zacho heye kugadzira zvine ai basa
kana ngozvotwa vanhu vakutoona zvekudaro ndikuona pafacebook
Ukwezi vakatoita revenue itori serious agadzira imwe movie azii the watchers angosubscribe $10 it's a Christian movie ngotaura about the beginning revenue yaaita from that thing pano vacho akamba atobuda muchechi amba atakonogadzira mamovie anga atofanirwa muchechi anga ari part of the media team vaigadzira mamovie acho so vachipiwa vachiudzwa vachidirectwa movie racho rapasta wavo ngoproducer 2 mamovie avo vachibuda muchechi akutoita zvenyika chaita mari sekuti munhu atonoti aiwa ngoita ndega
ndada kunzwa kuti ndada kuudza nyaya
yetimu iri AI is the next big thing. Seriously. Anobhadhara takushandisa ngemahara basi mahara kana uchiproducer AI content you cannot monetize it havakubhadhara vanokubhadhara kana wane license vanenge vane license AI inenge ine right to your footage saka you cannot commercialize it inokwanisa
unokwanisa kuishandisa kuguma page yasisiri yemahara esi kana rakura wachitanga kubhadhara
ndongosangana kupusha nayo
ungopusha niyo yemahara yacho wozi hapana chanokuchidusa but unongochitogena mafollowers neattention handiti mavhidhio anenge asingabhadharwe neinternet mavhidhio specifically aunenge waposta from those copyrighted
specifically anything after that
asika hazviroda
zviri kuti vanhu havaoni
saka ese ndinotofunga kuti zviri nani kazvinenge wasitata matrade
alright kanongochifambira kanongotanga tonyatsochipushira chine future
mara urikundipusha wenoti ndipushe nyaya miti ndona mara nezirumwe muchenayo ndichitanga kucha serious miti
Moving this way.
All squad mates are in the safe zone.
Alright, for me.
Enemy mark.
Gas is inbound.
Yeah, me there, I'm going to find out to the point to like because a lot of things that we do and that happen around us, they are not known, they are not documented.
Alright.
Yeah, just need to go to the Japan directors, but there are a lot of things to be taken. I was in a testimony and even find the watch of the governor with the quality as well.
Alright. Next thing, alright.
Don't buy pushing open up the question on Facebook, not TikTok, question. No, anyway.
Precision airstrike standing by.
Shawaitoniseka achiti kangona zvimafanisha nokuzoti kangona zvifanisha nofani nemuchakufuna uzondijera utozoti chatoyajera kuti machano anozikanwa kuti anobhadhara zvako ane revenue riserious.
Yeah, that's what this is. And you push it in detail and do it.
Kondokumbira access yebhuku rere tambotraya tatadzopinda
ndinofanira kuti asei kuti
handiziva kuti notification yacho inouya izvezvi here sengapa ndikabaya izvezvi so so tinoya kuemail here ndizo tinoya kuemail hapana pop-up yavo kufoni kwenye zviro
ndakamatsima vamaemail kuti asanditrade because
anozowandisa
ndinofanira kuti asei pano kana kuti she
pane pekuti grant access but kana kuri kunzi hapana saka pane pekuti share pacho
ndatiche
alright
aiwa kutosheya so
zvakatowanda iri ndipafoda rese manje iro racho randikuona unyatsotanga zvamama ndipa ndezvinonzi
I think ndakangorikomenda aya ndakangomaisawo zvangu adaichinja foni because foda ndakarivhura pana ndine 45 pave paya anda kuende fezimbabwe
alright
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
mazano sina mafree websites emabhuku akawanda
no right wese akungozvimonetize
vazhinji vakuvharirwa nemainfringement saka mazano ndatoona bhuku ndotorichengeta ndatoona bhuku rine musoro chete ndotorichengeta
autoripoketa
because mabhuku ndomboverenga pangu
kutopa peruzi
mabhuku tori basa
andomateerera mari
wanoona anachitaura haruzasaitingi Yeah, way of the superior man. I really fought it from the last.
Ndatomboutilize pane chandakadownloada sachingori nefree version chiaudiobook chinonyatsoverenga zvakanaka che11 labs
Chinoita sei?
inongoti bible pdf read free. It's not 1 week or 4 days.
No, 1 week free.
Yeah.
Chakadaro chinji chinoda kuti uise account details.
Yeah, handinaro ndinongoti ndichingosubscribe ndobva ndakansela. Inongo iri free trial inenge itoripo. Free trial inozongo expire painofanira kuexpire. But as long as ndakansela chete haizondicharge. Hainogona kuita mistake wayo kuti ndokanganwa kuzokansura. Havanotora chete. Havanotora pasina kana mangwana.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Indoshandisa inonzi chiwe. Easy, inonzi chiwe. Andoshandisa brand kunkomana chete.
Alright, anobvira yakada kubhadhara or anything.
I told him for inonzi is a PDF read, I think.
Is PDF reader.
Okay.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
I think when I wish I can iPhone 3G.
Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Serious.
Read iPhone and again. $3.15.
Hello.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Could we take up a place, bro?
There's no sun-dried tomato paste at Sainsbury's. What?
Are you ready some up?
Gas is approaching your position.
I'll stop it.
Spilt stuff all over.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. You're clear to engage all hostiles.
Let's just come through. Get on.
Got some loot here.
TACOM, get me a UAV.
Does your gymnastic in his shit?
Well, she said she wanted to do it. So put specific description.
I should like that. Oh, with Billy Bob's.
What?
Oh, with Billy Bob's.
You're really good. You loved it.
Oh, weather's been alright.
Thinking like, you know, we'll use it. Rather than Monte that I have to keep going on.
What was he doing?
Said about 7 or 8. Big rig jumping in the big cushion thing with all the things.
Pop the load out, mate.
Got the cushion thing, what cube, you know, just like that. So one after another.
Wow.
I know they don't hurt it, but I went,
Okay.
Excuse me, I went, don't throw them at him, please.
No.
But there were no one, that they were all over the other side. And then he would just, oh, no, fair enough. And then they were playing a game nicely together. There were only them two in there. They were playing like saving the babies and putting them on the squishy things. He just went over and started nicking the squishy things from the side to build his own things. I went, there's plenty of others in there. I said, you don't need to take those, because they were getting upset that he was taking it.
Special needs.
But maybe just an hour.
Wow.
So I told him again. And then he was going like, why are you saying babies? Because they were going, oh, get the babies, get the babies. And they're like playing.
Little dicks, aren't they? Kids.
So,
What of?
don't get in the car, just took it out. All over me, and I'm a car seat.
The other doing in car. Well, I've got to go out in half an hour. I'll be back about 5:30. How long's the session for?
Karma requesting LDBR strike.
I'm it! Swapping mag!
Smoke screen bombardment ready. The squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy. Squad mate redeploying to the AR. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Come get supplies. Marking field upgrade.
Sorry, babe, what did you say? I didn't, baby, no.
Swapping max.
Your squad made it to the safe zone. You're losing ground. Move it.
They almost had me. There goes their armor. Marking target location.
Flanking here. All set. shield. I'm hit.
Your squad's in the safe zone. Gas is moving.
Tagging waypoint.
All right. Move aside. I'll take the wheel.
Right, babes, I will see you later on.
Took a shot.
Move aside. I'll take the wheel.
I'm hit.
Fun. I know.
Target area marked. You're cleared hot. Moving this way.
There goes their armor. Loading new man.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Changing mag.
Oh, bollocks. Come and get me, Blue. Blue.
Gonna get patched up. Enemies.
Welcome to the Gulag. Fight to win redeployment. Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination.
Just got out of there.
Back with a new strategy.
Squad mate has been cleared for redeployment.
Marking target location.
Loading.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Watch it.
Your squad takes your release. Get
Cheers,
ready to
pal.
redeploy.
Back with a new strategy.
Friendly loadout drops on the way. Gulag locked down. Areas clear. Enemy soldier incoming.
Enemy field upgrade.
You've got gas moving in.
Move aside. I'll take the
Get me
wheel.
back at this buy station.
Your squad is getting you out of here. Stand by.
Back with a new strategy.
Move aside. I'll take the wheel.
Only 4 minutes.
I'll take the wheel.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. You're in the top 3. Don't let up now.
Changing mag.
Buy me back. I'm ready.
Hey, I'm here to replace you.
Buy me back. I'm ready.
Stop it!
Get your squad to the safe zone. Leave no one behind.
Buy me back. I'm ready.
They're on me.
Buy me back. I'm ready.
I don't have the cash, man. Can we buy them back, please?
How much is it?
Back. I'm ready.
It's about. We need 8K. I just got 2K on me. Oh my god. I might need to be bought back too. You too?
Buy me
Down
back.
to you,
I'm ready.
soldier. Bring the win home.
Ammo here. Pumping mag.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
What?
Only 5 remain. You were close. The enemy took that one, but we'll get them back.
Why Satan committed to children and all his property. He resulted in life. You? Why? God, Satan, Satan.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly. All stations, green light. We're deploying to the war zone. Battle Royale.
Let's hit this LZ first.
Keep clear of the gas. Get to the safe zone. Enemy dropping into the AO.
The superior man book.
Hostile located.
What is the way of the superior man? The way of the superior man is about giving. It's about giving who you are to the world. And it's about giving yourself more and more deeply to the world, to your woman, to your family, to everyone. To do this, we need to grow. And we grow through 3 basic stages. The first stage is when we want to grow for our own sake. So as a man, you might say, I'd like to make some money for myself. And if we're in the first stage, that's as far as we go. We choose to make money for our own sake. Over time, we grow to what I call the second stage, which is when we want to share and cooperate with other people. So as a man, we may feel, I would like to make money not only for my sake, but to take care of my family, to invest in the community, and to better the world. So whereas the first stage is about making yourself more full, better, acquiring more money, and the second stage is about sharing with others, being cooperative, working for the sake of the whole. The third stage is about realizing that everything is only change. Everything changes. Who you are changes. Everything you build changes. And change means death.
So the beginning of the way of the superior man means to come to terms with not only your own death, but the death of everything you can build, create, and make. In the third stage of our life, when we're here to give, we are coming from the depths of our heart, feeling our deepest purpose, offering our love outward, and we realize nobody may accept what we have to give. Our art that we create may not be received. Our love that we have to give may not be received. A superior man does not stop giving merely because he's not received. He may never be acknowledged. He may never receive what he feels he deserves for what he gives. But the superior man is the giving. He lives as a gift. To do so, he needs to feel deep within himself and deeply into the world at the same time. So the superior man feels deeply in himself, who am I? Who am I most deeply? To give your deepest gift, one must know, who am I? So to feel who am I at my most deepest place is the beginning of relaxing as a superior man. To feel who am I leads you to feel that you are the witness of everything. You're not just your name. You're clearly not your body, the cells of which change all the time. When you were 10 years old, every cell of your body was probably pretty much different than it is today. So you're not your body. Likewise, your mind has changed since you were a child, and yet you still feel like you are the same person. So there's a continuity of a sense of self, even though everything changes. So that continuity, or that unchanging sense of self amidst constant change, is what I call the masculine. The consciousness that you are conscious of everything. That consciousness that you are is your masculine. The more you are identified with your deep consciousness, that which never changes, that which has no specific form, that which is eternal, the more you are identified with that, the more you are identified with what I call your masculine. The more you are identified with everything that changes, your thoughts, your body, your relationships, the world, then the more you are identified with the feminine, in the way I use the term. So the feminine is everything that moves, everything you could see, everything you could smell, everything you could hear, everything you could taste, everything you think. Your mind's motion is a feminine dance. Your heart beating, the stars circling through the cosmos is the feminine. So your relationship to the world and to your body is your relationship to her, to the feminine.
I need a specialist.
Your identity as unchanging consciousness is your identity as a masculine player in the world. All men and women, obviously, are both conscious and are conscious of everything that's changing. So all men and women have both masculine and feminine aspects. So every man and woman, in a moment when they're identifying with their unchanging consciousness, they're identifying with their masculine. Every man and woman, the moment they're identifying with everything that changes, their bank account, their thoughts, the world's political situation, the more somebody is identified with the flow of change, the more they are identified with the feminine. So all of us have both masculine and feminine. But to keep this simple, I'll talk about a man identified more with his masculine and a woman identified more with her feminine. As we grow in our lives through the stages, we approach the masculine and feminine differently. So in the first stage, when we're very selfish and self-centered, we tend to become rigid in our identity. A good way to feel into this first stage approach is to think of perhaps the 1950s in the United States, where men were men and women were women, where men were identified with only the masculine, that which doesn't change, no emotion, kind of stolid. And the women, again, this is the old style, first stage, 1950s, you can imagine. The women were identified with change, with beauty, with the beauty of the house, with their children. And we've grown out of these roles, thankfully. So now both men and women can exercise their masculine and feminine freely. But what that has resulted in is a kind of neutralization. Because if every human being expresses equal amounts of masculine and feminine expression, then there is no polarity. Sexual polarity is the arc of energy, either attractive energy or sometimes even repulsive energy. Sexual polarity is this arc of energy between masculine and feminine poles. Like all natural energies, you need two poles to create a force field. So for instance, for the electrical force to flow, you need a positive and negative pole. That's why your car battery has two poles. That's why the electrical socket has a positive and negative side for two prongs, because you need two poles to create the arc of electrical force. Likewise, the gravitational field of the Earth is created between the North Pole and South Pole of the Earth. Well, the two poles of sexual attraction are masculine and feminine. So even if two human beings are completely balanced human beings and they can equally access their masculine and feminine, in the moments that they want sexual attraction within their intimacy, it's important to understand that what creates that sexual passion is the arc, the distance between masculine and feminine. So the woman may choose to play the masculine while the man chooses to play the feminine, or the man can choose to play the masculine and the woman play the feminine, or in a gay or lesbian relationship, two same-sex individuals can play it. One can play the masculine, the other the feminine. And as long as in any particular moment, one partner is playing more of the masculine, that is identification with unchanging consciousness, and one partner is identified with the feminine, identification with movement, life force, light itself, the dance of light, the cosmic motion. When one person is identified with the masculine and one is identified with the feminine, in that moment, there will be sexual polarity. However, if two people are in their masculine, two people are in their feminine, or two people are balanced or neutral, then they will love each other deeply. There will not be the arc of sexual polarity. So what we're talking about here is a very specific situation. We're talking about men who have already grown beyond balance. So there are many men who are still trying to grow from the first to the second stage. They're trying to grow from being, let's call them, let's say, macho jerks, and their partners, submissive housewives, if we want to caricature, to make it easy to remember the first stage style of being stuck in these rigid roles of masculine and feminine. They grew to the second stage. And to grow to the second stage, men cultivated their internal feminine, and women cultivated their internal masculine. So as men cultivated their internal feminine, they grew their hair longer and wore earrings perhaps, played music, maybe used marijuana or danced in the woods, played drums, sang together, expressed their feelings. All the things that women, of course, have been doing forever here in the United States, the men finally learned to do in the 1960s and 70s. And women, likewise, cultivated their internal masculine to grow into the second stage. They, so to speak, burnt their bras. They learned how to express themselves as men did, how to interject their opinions into conversations, how to intervene, how to put themselves in the world, make decisions, say no, draw strong boundaries. So women cultivated their masculine, men cultivated their feminine, and became balanced whole people in the second stage. And then, of course, the main complaint in intimacy, women often feel, why doesn't my man know his direction? Where has the passion gone? Men often feel, why doesn't my woman trust me? Why doesn't she invite me into her heart? And so what happens in the second stage is we become whole and independent rather than partial and dependent like in the first stage. But this isn't the end. Whole and independent people is not the meaning of life. It's a stage along the way. And the next stage is to surrender open and to give our deepest gifts however they come, masculine or feminine. So the third stage, man or woman, is completely free to give their masculine or feminine gifts in any way they would like. If a man wants to flow with energy and allow himself to feel the healing force of life through his body and heal other people with his energy, which is a feminine gift, he's certainly free to do so. And if a woman would like to cultivate her capacity to ignore her personal relationships and focus on, for instance, a financial bottom line, a corporate decision in the future, she's certainly free to become a corporate executive or a CEO and work hard all day to achieve a certain goal, as men have been doing for years. So she can use her masculine to make goals and achieve goals. Women can also use their feminine. And likewise, men can use their masculine or their feminine. The way of the superior man is for people who have already achieved masculine and feminine balance. Men and women, men and men, women and women, who could look into each other's eyes and see God. They could look into each other's eyes and see love. They can feel each other's hearts without any boxing, putting people in a box of masculine or feminine. So in the third stage, in the way of the superior man, there is no boxing of masculine and feminine. It's offered freely. But within that free offering, we understand that if we want sexual polarity in our intimacies, which not everybody does, but if we do, then we must understand how sexual polarity, passion, is created and destroyed, which are the dynamics between the masculine and feminine. And we also need to learn the difference between doing something for our own sake, the first stage, doing something for the sake of everybody, that is, for the good of everyone, which is the second stage, or doing something because we feel an impulse beyond our personal lives, but also beyond everyone else's personal lives. There's a depth of being, a depth of love, a depth of consciousness that is coming through all of us, that goes beyond all of our personal needs and also all of our collective needs. So the superior man, over time, more and more allows the force of this light or love or consciousness to come through their life into the world, into their relationships. And in doing that, they understand the yoga or the practices involved in the masculine and feminine dynamic. It is a true art. So the superior man understands the art of sexual polarity, as well as the art of living from his deepest depth, knowing his deepest purpose. And again, that purpose grows through 3 stages. What is my purpose? Because I need to know it for myself, first stage. How does my purpose integrate with everyone else's purpose? So we could create heaven on earth, so we could make this world, this community of ours, this human community, a better place to live. So there's your purpose for making this place a better world to live in. And then the third stage purpose is grounded in something beyond your own sense of personal need, and it's also grounded in something beyond the collective need. It's grounded in something that actually transcends this lifetime. So for the superior man to find
It's inside the building. Right there, on your left,
his life, with his family, for him to live that deepest purpose, he must find a way of sourcing himself.
One on the ground.
For most men, this requires a kind of meditative practice, or at least substantial time in solitude, so that the motions of life,
Behind you.
the aspects of life, everything that changes, the attention to those changes is relaxed, and so the man can simply feel and be awareness, feel and be love itself. And through this practice of relaxing and breathing and feeling at the most fundamental level, who am I? You can begin to relax. And as you relax, the separation between inside and out begins to dissolve. So there simply is light alive as the world, she, the feminine. And there is consciousness, conscious of her dance, he, the masculine. Now, when we identify with that consciousness, we are, man or woman, feeling and therefore expressing our masculine principle. When we are identified with the light of the world, the life force of the world itself, then we are identified with the feminine. We need to understand these differences to play the masculine and feminine game in this human domain with love and joy and freedom and artistry. So we will look at the masculine and feminine play. We will look at the 3 stages. We will look at how to source our sense of purpose in not our first stage selfishness and not our second stage sense of sharing, but most profoundly into our third stage divinity. What is our divine purpose? How is that expressed uniquely through the body you were born with? How is that expressed uniquely through the mind you were born with? How is that expressed uniquely through the specific relationships that you have? The relationship with your love partner, the relationship perhaps with your children, your parents, your family. So one beginning step for this superior man is to relax into that which came before his birth, which is here now, and which will also be here after his death. So the superior man engages in whatever unique meditative or contemplative process, whereby he begins to feel on a moment-by-moment basis who he is beyond this life. And it is only when one is sourced in that which is alive, which is livingness itself, with or without your personal birth. It's only when we're sourced in something that can never end and has never started, that our gestures are full and spontaneous and communicative.
You greedy man.
Because we are speaking, moving, touching, acting, earning our money from, creating our family from, our deepest source. In our culture today, we have very little practices for men to feel into their deepest purpose. Therefore, most men, as they grow from childhood into adolescence and young adulthood, begin to function from more superficial desires. So we can talk about desires that are more surface or superficial, and desires that are more deep or sourced in divinity, in God, in our deepest heart. If we begin living from the basis of our superficial desires, for instance, our fears, rather than what we love, then our life begins to become structured around our fears. One of the main fears that many men have is fear of not enough money. And so frequently, one of the first major mistakes men make in their life is choosing ways of making money that have nothing to do with their sense of deep purpose, because they've lost touch with their sense of deep purpose. So in their late teenage years and then into their 20s, when they finish high school, maybe go to college or get a job and develop their profession, the decisions most men make are not sourced in the feeling of, I am consciousness, I love the world. How can I give this love to the world so that the world becomes brighter rather than darker? How can I bring into the world, into my relationships, into my own body? Instead of that, most men feel, I'm afraid I won't have enough money. here's an opportunity, some random opportunity comes up, and they begin working. Years can go by.
They're over here.
Children on this basis, without it being a deep aspect of an expression of their purpose. They might get married on the basis of their fears. And soon a man finds himself perhaps in a relationship that he built because he was afraid. Perhaps even a family situation that is riddled with fear. Perhaps working at a job that, although it's doable, it doesn't express his deepest heart's yearning. And so it's easy in the middle of your life to find yourself living a life that feels apart from who you are. You may not even have a sense of who you are anymore. You may have lost touch with how you would express that in the world. And here today, you might find yourself surrounded by all the artifacts, the acquisitions, the relationships that you've created or acquired based on your neediness or your fear, rather than based on your deepest love and what you would love to give, what you're here to give. So what most men need to reestablish the source of their purpose is a formal period of solitude, isolation, and non-distraction. This formal period could be a kind of meditative or contemplative time done every day for perhaps a half an hour, say, or an hour every day. Or for a more intense delving into your purpose, you might want to set aside a whole day of silence and no distractions, or even a week. Or perhaps every 10 years, you might take a month or 3 months if you can arrange it in your life. But whatever you are ready for, the best way to feel into your deepest purpose, the best way to regain contact with your true source, is to stop doing and start feeling.
They're over here. They're over here. They're over here. Snipers. Snipers. Okay, you see them.
And relax. Don't pick up the newspaper. Don't pick up a magazine. Don't turn on the TV. Thoughts may come and thoughts may go. Just feel the source of every thought coming and going. As you practice feeling the source of every thought coming and going, and as you deeply relax as that source, over time, hours, weeks, months, that source will begin to speak quietly. You will begin to communicate to you what it wants to do. You will simply feel an impulse. Maybe the deepest place in the to express itself on the surface. You will find that the bubble or impulse of love comes from your deep well of being and bubbles up to the surface to express itself in life when you stop distracting yourself from that process. So we all need periods of solitude and isolation in order to reconnect with our deepest motive, which is always continuous with something before and after this birth. Another way to ask this question to a man about his deepest purpose is, what would you need to do, or what would you need to become before you die so you can die complete? What would you need to accomplish in the next 3 days? Or who would you need to become in the next 3 days? If you knew you would be dead in 3 days, and you wanted to die in bliss because you had used your life to give everything, you had given everything you could, given your own limits and the world's limits and time's limits, you have given everything you could. That is how we fall asleep in peace at night, because we have lived a full day and given everything. And that is how we die completely, because we have lived a full life and given everything. So, in addition to the periods of solitude and isolation, there's also the ongoing question: what do I need to do or become so I can die complete? I can die full. Now those practices of contemplation and meditative solitude, as well as constantly asking and error correcting, what do I need to give so I can die complete? What do I need to be so I can die complete? What do I need to do so I can die complete? In addition to those practices, we do need to earn a living. We do need to take care of our families. We do need to take care of our earth. Part of our born responsibility is simply as a human. And so what masculine integrity means is setting up your life.
There you go, Daddy.
To today, so you can earn a living, take care of
Come on, Papa. Come on, Papa. You got this.
locally and as wide as you can reach.
Going for my loot.
But in the meantime, you're always feeling.
Oh my God, the gas, the gas.
No matter what I create, no matter how much money I make,
Where's my
no matter how
gun?
good I am to my children or my wife, everyone dies. All efforts dissolve. Nothing lasts. And so the superior man is always giving and letting go, giving and letting go, giving and letting go. The results of your giving are easy to predict. Whatever you build will fall apart. Whatever relationships you acquire, you will lose. Whatever you create in the world will be perhaps appreciated, perhaps rejected, and over time, certainly forgotten. Everything you give is only light dissolving into its own source's consciousness. And to feel this while you are earning a living, while you are practicing your moments, days, or weeks of solitude to discover and ground yourself in your deepest purpose, while you are also offering your gift, which I need to give so I can die complete, we are always feeling everything passing. Everything. So our hearts become incredibly vulnerable, incredibly sensitive. Our hearts become feeling organs. We begin to feel the space around us from our heart. The space around us becomes living. Over time, we no longer feel as if we are a separate body, separate from other people, separate from the space around us. Of course, at one level, we are a separate body. But as our feeling becomes deeper, we realize that all of this is happening together. It's a huge mystery. We have no idea why we ended up the way we are. We have no idea what's going to happen the next moment to us or to anyone else. We live in an unknowable, magical display of love. And the superior man sources himself in the deepest consciousness to give his gift over time, while taking care of the practical events necessary in life. So the first thing to remember is do not postpone the giving of your deepest gift because you don't know what your deepest gift is yet, or because you have to earn money doing something else in the meantime. Whatever you have to do to earn money, at least set aside some period of time every day, perhaps a half an hour a day, where today you are giving your deepest gift, the gift you feel you were born to give. Over time, that may change. Tomorrow you may find a deeper way to give that gift. But for now, what is the deepest way to offer yourself? And can you do it as a discipline for half an hour today, even though you have to make a living, even though the house may need taken care of, even though you may have responsibilities for most of the day? Do not postpone one more day living your deepest gift. So the superior man always makes time now, today, to live how they need to live, to give what you need to give, so you can die complete if today is your last day. How do you know your deepest purpose when your mind is constantly changing? Yesterday you might have felt one thing, but today when you wake up you feel something else. How do you stay on track? Your relationship to your own changing mind and your relationship to your own changing body is your relationship to the feminine. Your changing mind, that is the flow of your thoughts and the flow of your body, those are the feminine. They are change, they are motion, they are life expressing itself. So for you to discover your deepest masculine purpose requires that you develop the capacity, basically, to simply love your mind and body as they change, without believing what your mind and body are telling you too much. To do this, you must understand that everything in your mind is sourced in consciousness. Your mind is just a display of conditioning of your past, of thoughts, of things people have told you, things you have read, your own ideas, things you watched on TV, all of which changing. Think back 10 years and you'll probably think, well, I thought I knew what was going on then, but now I'm 10 years older and now I really know what's going on. But of course, in another 10 years, you feel like what you knew now is very immature. We're constantly growing. Therefore, to trust your own mind is a mistake. To trust your own body is a mistake. Of course, to grow from the first to the second stage, grow from dependence to independence, we learn to trust our own mind and body so we can make our own decisions. We're not dependent on others. Again, as always, I'm speaking of moving from the second to the third stage. And to do that, we realize that our mind and body are worthy of love. They are not something to be listened to as if they're telling us what to do. We are much deeper and much bigger than our minds and bodies. Our sense of purpose is not discovered in anything we can think. So however long it takes a man to realize that his thoughts come and go, his sense of purpose stays the same. However long it takes him to realize that, that's how long it will take him to flail in life, to try one thing, and the next day his mind says something else, so he tries something else. And of course, because he can't stay on a single track, his intimate partner, presuming that his intimate partner is more identified with the feminine, so I'll say she, since she's a woman, although of course someone's intimate partner can be male, female, and also more identified with masculine and feminine. To keep this example simple, I'll talk about a man identified more with his masculine, and a woman partner identified more with her feminine. If he's changing his mind, so he wakes up one day and his purpose is X, and then the next day wakes up and his purpose is Y, and his woman feels him flipping and flopping and unsure, she of course won't be able to trust that depth, because she will feel him attending to the fluctuating thoughts of his mind, rather than the eternity that he knows in his heart. So as a woman, as a feminine identified being, she will only learn to trust her partner's masculine when she feels it grounded in that which does not change. The expression is always changing. It's like an artist, any artist, Picasso, Rembrandt, painting essentially the same painting over and over, deeper and deeper, different ways, exploring how to express a fundamental realization. So the expression changes over time. But if it's true, if it's real, if it's sourced in depth, then that depth always comes through the expression. So in some ways it feels like the expression evolved. The transmission is always the same to the expression. And that's what the partner of a superior man feels. That although his ideas change, his expression changes and evolves over time, that depth is always tangible through all of his expressions. Now, for a man to express that depth through all of his expressions requires that he has the capacity to feel depth and love the dancing mind, the dancing body, and his partner dancing. Therefore, a man can cultivate the capacity to feel his lover as she is without trying to change her and without necessarily believing what she says any more than he believes his own mind. He feels the thoughts arising from her source and his source and expressing themselves and changing over time. He listens to the poetry, to a song, a symphony, or he would listen to wind blowing through the leaves in the woods or the ocean crashing on the beach. It's beautiful to listen to, and sometimes great insights can come from listening. But it doesn't tell you what to do. Rather, it's an expression of your deepest heart that's coming forth. Instead of tending to your expression, attend to the source in order for your expression to stay continuous with your source. How do we do that? A lot of it is emotional. A lot of it is simply our emotional relationship to the feminine. Are we willing to feel the constantly changing feminine without hoping that one day the feminine will make sense? One of the masculine mistakes is to attempt to resolve the ever-changing feminine into a singular resolution. So in an argument between a masculine partner and a feminine partner, the masculine partner is always saying, well, make up your mind. What's the point? What are you trying to say? Because he's trying to resolve the discussion to a point, to an understanding that can end the discussion. But the feminine doesn't want to bring anything to the end. The feminine is constant change, constant motion, constant life, always changing. So if a man thinks that his mind will never resolve itself to a single purpose, he simply has got the wrong assumption. The mind always dances. She is always dancing. The feminine, the divine feminine, as well as the feminine form,
What up, man? Do you want to say something? No.
She can certainly source her expression in the masculine just like you. But when she's sourcing her expression in her feminine, it is very much like the expression of feminine on earth, the weather, the ocean, storms, hurricanes, tsunamis, sunny days, rainy days. That's the feminine. That is your mind. Some days your mind feels like a storm. Sometimes your mind feels like sun. Sometimes your mind feels clear. Sometimes it's cloudy. And the same thing with your woman. Sometimes she feels happy. Sometimes sad. Sometimes she sounds like she hates you. Sometimes she sounds like she loves you. All of that is her dance. If you are practicing the way of the superior man, it means to embrace that dance in love. It means to feel every nuance of her dance, every nuance of her expression, every nuance of your own mind, to pay complete attention with utter feeling, heart sensitivity, and vulnerability. And at the same time, to source yourself in depth. That is, what lies beneath this moment? What is deeper than everything that appears? What was before you were born and will be after you die? Not as a theoretical exercise, not as a philosophical exercise, but as an in-the-moment realization, a feeling realization, so that as your mind keeps changing, So that one day you wake up and you feel your purpose is to open a new business. And the next day you wake up and you feel like your purpose is to write a novel. And the next day you wake up and you feel your purpose is to have a family. And as you express these purposes to your woman, she gets upset. Why can't you make up your mind? What's happening? Who's going to pay the rent? Don't you have a plan? As all of this is happening, you continually feel into the deepest part of your being, which is the deepest part of all being. And from that depth, you learn to embrace and dance with the feminine. Dancing itself is simple motion. It has no depth to it. But if you're sourced in your masculine consciousness and dancing, then the dance is life, and your masculine consciousness brings the depth dimension, or death. Life and death as one. Depth and motion as one. The unchanging eternity is the source for all that is only changing, including your mind. You will never know your purpose in mind, ever. Your mind is only change. Your purpose is sourced in where you go when you fall asleep and deeper. Your purpose is sourced in where you were born from and where you are being born moment by moment. From that unchanging depth of being, you dance with her. That is, you dance with your mind and your body. You dance with your lover. You dance with the world. You dance with your children. You dance with the political situation of the earth. You dance with the weather. You wear a raincoat when it rains. You do what you need to do to dance, to love, to live. And you do not lose continuity with that which never changes, with that which we die into, moment by moment, and then are reborn from, giving birth from moment by moment. So if you're waiting to know your purpose in your mind, you will literally be waiting your entire life. But if you stop waiting for your mind to reflect your purpose, if you stop waiting for your woman to reflect your purpose, if you stop waiting for the world to reflect your purpose, and instead feel your motivation from your deepest consciousness, and then express it in the world of woman, of purpose, of mind and body, that is the beginning of living as a superior man. As a man, your relationship to your own mind and body is your relationship to the feminine, to women. Again, in all of these discussions, we could be talking about gay relationships, straight relationships, bisexual relationships. We could be talking about women more identified with their masculine or men more identified with their feminine. But to keep it simple, I'll just speak about men identified with their masculine, women identified with their feminine, just to make it easy to talk about. Again, a man's relationship to his own body and mind is his relationship to women, and to his woman in specific. So for instance, do you believe what your mind says? Well, hopefully you listen to your mind. There is some wisdom inherent in your mental fluctuations, but also there's just movement. You probably have been in bad moods and thought about all kinds of dark things, only next day to be in a good mood and think all kinds of good things. The mind is like that. The feminine is like that. The weather is like that. The world is like that, and women are like that. So how, as a masculine-identified man, do you deal with the feminine aspect of women? Women, of course, could be in their masculine depth just like you can. Women can speak from their masculine depth just like you can. But especially in intimacy, when you are polarizing your partner, especially in love intimacy, where your partner may lovingly, deliciously relax into her feminine in polarized, passionate play with you and your masculine, in those moments, she is speaking from her feminine. It is like the weather speaking. And so often men, especially who haven't had much experience in this area, feel, wow, my woman says this, and then she changes her mind. Is she lying? Is she lying on purpose? Sometimes she changes her mind every 5 minutes. Well, if you feel your own mind, you will see that sometimes your mind changes too. In fact, it is only change. And so what your woman is saying could be felt as the poetry of her heart in the moment. When your woman is in her feminine, her words are expressing the poetry of her heart in the moment. When she says, I don't want to go to the movies tonight, she may actually be saying something's off in our relationship and we need to talk about it. But instead, when you say, would you like to go to the movies? Instead of saying, something's off in our relationship, we need to talk about it, she might say, no, I don't want to go to the movies. Well, if you just listened to her, then you wouldn't go to the movies. But what would happen if, when she said, no, I don't want to go to the movies, you felt her, you looked into her eyes, perhaps embraced her, sat down with her, maybe talked about what you needed to, opened her heart in love, stood up with her, put on some beautiful music, danced for a few moments, looked into her eyes and said, do you want to go
on the roof.
now? She may very well say, yes. because what she was talking about had nothing to do with her desire to go to the movies. What she was saying had everything to do with her desire to dance with you. And so women are not liars. The feminine is not lying. Weather does not lie. It simply doesn't represent anything other than its own expression. And so as a man, you need to simply learn to feel the feminine's expression, take it to heart. There's often much wisdom, much intuitive depth, a deeper connection than you may ever have to the nuances of life that can be very informative to you. And everything she says could also be an expression of her depth of feeling in the moment, simply an expression of the weather, of her mind, of her heart, of her body, of the community. So women are not liars. The feminine is not
Mark it. Mark the buy station.
The same is true of your own mind.
King.
And so in learning to relate to your own mind,
oh, someone sniped us.
Embracing your own mind, trusting that your own mind is sourced in depth, and also knowing that the way your mind is expressing is simply a shimmer, simply a momentary bubble on the surface, a wave on the surface of the ocean. That allows you to stay sourced in depth while your mind changes or your woman's mind changes. So trying to ask your partner, trying to ask your woman how you feel often makes the situation worse. Why? Because how she feels isn't necessarily able to be put into words. Words, especially the way masculine people use them, a linear sequence of words that add up to an expression that can be more or less true compared to other expressions. That way of using words doesn't necessarily mean what we think it means. Asking your woman, how do you feel, is sometimes like taking the ocean and putting it into a little box. The ocean is huge. How your woman feels probably has to do with the color of shoes she chose to wear today, how the weather is outside, whether you kissed her long and deep or short and sharp, the tone of your voice, the way her children related to her, the dreams she had, the food she ate. All of this is, of course, contributing to how she feels. So to ask a woman how she feels when she's in her feminine is very much like asking a windstorm, why are you windy? The windstorm is related to so many things. Hot air currents in South America, cold water currents in Antarctica. All of that contributes to all local weather. Similarly, the reasons your woman feels what she feels are huge, immense, and unknowable. Sometimes, of course, there's a practical reason just to ask, why are you feeling what you're feeling? But more often, the actual answer is so complex, so related to so much, that just to ask that question changes how she's feeling. So as she begins to answer, well, how am I feeling? I'm feeling happy. But as soon as she says happy, she realizes that just you asking her made her feel a little angry. So I'm feeling happy, angry, but good you asked. But why did you ask? Just asking the question shifts the feminine flow. So instead of analyzing her feelings, embrace them. Again, it is much more like a dance, an embrace, a love gesture of inclusion, of holding her heart to
Move back a circle like,
so
oh.
heart to heart, you can actually
They're
feel
here,
what
they're here.
she's feeling. By cultivating your capacity to feel into her heart, you don't need to ask her how she feels. You can feel how she feels.
Oh,
in a third stage relationship, in fact, you realize that quite often you can feel.
Get him. He's coming on the other side.
More deeply than you can.
He's here. Downstairs.
We come to know ourselves even more fully than we could on our own. And this is the way of the superior man. To realize that what she shows you is often deeper than you can feel and see. And what you can show her is often deeper than what she can feel or see about herself. So in a third stage relationship, we come to trust the heart and vision of our chosen partner, and perhaps as well our chosen friends and teachers.